Okay guys, we are ready to do some assembly work. One thing to mention, this is clean work. As clean as you can possibly be. Because any dirt you get in to this step will be there during break-in and following through. So you want to be as absolutely clean as you can. We're going to use, for our bearing lube, we're going to use some more Lubriplate. So first things first, we need to lube these, lube the piston pin. So, I like to push brand new retainers. Let's clean them real quick. A little bit of brake cleaner. Okay. So, what I like to do, put one pin in, one of these retainers in, and then push the piston pin in against it. That way you know you're in good. You can see the gap, the groove right there. I'm sorry, not a gap, it's a groove. Make sure it's in the groove. That is in the groove. There we go. They should snap like that. Okay. So let's lube up our piston pin. Oops. I always clean all my tools that I'm going to use for this kind of work before we even start. So my tools are as clean as they're going to get. So let's lube up this one. Lube up this one. Get a good coat on it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if you can use too much of this stuff. I need to mix that tube again. Okay, now comes setup on these rods. Make sure you can see that. There's a chamfered side and what I call a smooth side. Smooth sides go together. Chamfer side goes against the crank pin. Okay, so this assembly, we're doing 1, 3, 5, and 7 right now. And the cam is going to go that direction. And this rod is going to go that direction. So, this piston pin is going to go in here. Come on. There we go. They can be a little tight. Precision fit. Put the snap ring in. Sure that's down. Yeah, I can feel the groove. You can put your finger in there and feel the groove. Nope. And you can see it's locked in. Make sure these are locked in, because if they aren't, you'll have a failure. Okay, next is bearing shells, and they're pretty much like the mains. They have a tang. You're going to set them in here. No lubrication on this side. Just kind of roll them in. They'll center as they go down. That's good. Put some goop on it. bearing in the cap. Alright, very good. Some more lube on it. Alright. Now, since we're using ARP rod bolts, we're going to put, I think my engine machinist actually lubed the threads up already. Yeah. You don't need very much. Everything's so clean that they'll go together anyway. You do need a little bit on the washer face. Just a touch. That's one. I got enough on this finger for two. There we go. Maybe not. There we go. Alright, let's set up and put this one in. Let's put our rod covers on. One there. One there. Alright, let's drop this one in. Hey guys, welcome back. Finally got this ring compressor in. Came from Speedway Motors. $22. You'll notice, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's tapered. And it's also adjustable. I put the first piston in order to get the adjustment correct. And we are ready to roll on some piston installation. Just to let you know, let me move you around here. See if we can. There's number one. And there is no drag at all on these. They are just about silky smooth. Notice the two camshafts pointing that way. We have installed our bearing cap. We rotate her down so you can see. It's our first rod. The oh, you can't see it. Long rod. Let's bring it back. There we go. There's our first rod. We have ARP studs, forged rods from an old body style, and it's going together real smooth. So let's rotate this second pin to the bottom. We're doing the odd side first. This is 1, 3, 5, and 7. So put it at the bottom, and then we'll set up and prepare the rod. Let's do that. As we noted in the previous videos, these rods are forged. They were big ends resized, checked for straightness, and balanced, and had ARP rod bolts put in. Well, when they do all this work, they torque them to spec to make sure they're round and they check everything. So I've got to put them in a vise and break the rod nuts loose. So we'll use our custom soft jaws. Pieces of 1x4. Alright, let's break those loose. I just use a torque wrench because it's got the proper socket on it. Well, it's supposed to. There we go. Now, twice as moving. There we go. Set that off to the side. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to just throw this thing in the vise and mar it all up. So we'll do it this way. Set our rod bolts on our clean towel. And it's ready for the next one. Okay, let me move over here now. Alright, let's see if we can get these apart. These are really hard to get apart. Sometimes can't find them with a rubber mallet. Whew, they'll break them loose. These bolts are shouldered, so they can be they take a set. They can be a little difficult to get apart. Come on. You don't want to give up here. It's coming. Let me pause this and get this part. So because of the tight fit, probably the best way to do this is mount this, the cap, in your custom soft jaws of 1x4 pine, and then use a pin punch and just tap them. They'll come apart. They get pretty locked in because of this shoulder right here, and it's precision fit, so they don't want to come apart once they're together, which is good because we don't want them coming apart. So let's get ready to put this piston together with the rod like we did the last time. Let me set up for that. Okay, so let's begin. First thing we do, well, just like last time, I'm going to take this piston pin out. Make sure it comes out straight. Set it off to the side. We'll set one snap ring in. After you clean them, snap rings have like a protective coating on them to keep them from rusting. I need to do a different set of needle nose pliers. Yeah. There's another set. Hang on. Okay. My son had to clean them. That's better. Of course, I still need to get it in the groove. So you can see it's not in there yet. There we go. Make sure she's in. All right. Good. Put a trusty lubricant on there. I mixed it up this time. It separates when it sits forever. Okay. That's one side. Should probably lube that before I put the clip in. It'd be a lot easier. Clip tends to get it in the way. Okay, let's see. That is going in like that. So cam side down like that. Okay. Like I said, we're doing all the odds right now. So let's lube up the piston pin. like we said. Let's set this up. Piston's going in this way, so that points towards the camshaft. The large chamfer points towards the crank pin. The shallow chamfer points to the other rod. So, we're set up correctly. Let's slide it together. Let me get fresh. Hold that up. If you can't, boy, it's so slick. It's hard to hang on to. There we go. You cock it the least little bit, it doesn't want to go in. Alright. Put that in. Slide the pin. Well, slide the pin in. Come on. There we go. You have to wiggle it some. All the way against the other snap ring. Lay it down. Like we said, none of this stuff's very hard. It just had a certain way to go together, and that's what you have to do. Let's see if we can get this in without it leaving the bench. There we go. And once again, you can tell the snap ring is down and in the groove. All right, let's give her a. Let me adjust the camera here. Let's give her a dunk in oil. Let that sit for a minute. This ring compressor is really good stuff. Really nice. I guess while that's soaking, we can snap that bearing in on this end. And like we said, the tang matches the tang on the bearing. Let's get the goop out of the way there. Just like that. I'll show that to you. Let's put the rod bolt covers on. Custom made. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That should be good now. Let's lube that bearing in, because we're going to transfer it straight to the engine block. And we get pull out that oil. That container just has a half gallon of oil. I'm running my other 73 on, which is Hot Shots semi-synthetic. It's pretty good oil. I'm real pleased with the performance. It's quieted the engine down some. All right, let's set up and install this one. It's not real difficult. Okay, I haven't clocked this one yet, so let's clock it. There's our oil ring. We'll put it at, if I can find it again up here. We'll put it at about 10 o'clock. That means the secondary ring goes at 4 o'clock, which is right there. And this top ring we'll put at, where is it? 8 o'clock. All right. We are timed, or clocked anyway. I've got the piston started, and this ring compressor is very nice because it's tapered. Okay, guys. Tighten this up just a bit. Make sure we go in good. I think we're good. Let's see. There you go. One piston in. Not real difficult. got to push it down to where it'll contact the crank pin. Let me move the camera to this side, and we'll do the other half of this install here. Alright, you can see the rod bolt covers are doing their job, protecting that journal. You just push her down. She's down all the way. Okay. This one. One thing to note. You can tell if you've got everything assembled correctly. You can see the narrow chamfer on this side. And of course, your camshaft arrow is pointing down towards the cam. So, let's put the cap on. Cap is clean and lubed. Wide chamfer, narrow chamfer. Slip it in. And we'll put a little bit of assembly lube on these. Threads are already coated. Although as much oil as on these things, I don't think you probably need much lube, to tell you the truth. But we got it, so we'll use it. I did find out that rolling the engine this way, so this deck is straight up, that piston ring compressor just works fabulous that way. Because there's no gravity working against you, it's going straight down. So that's just a suggestion. Like I said, just take your time. Important thing is to make sure everything slides together. There shouldn't be a whole lot of pounding involved. When you slide those pistons in, if you've got that ring compressor set up correctly, it'll just basically slide down into place. If it gives you a hard time, be careful, you can break a ring. And destroy a piston. Put a nick in the piston and it's done. Alright. Let's see, where's my paper? Let's see. I looked up torque specs. The first stage is 52, the second stage is 80, and the third stage is ARPs, which is 80 to 90. So, we're going to set her for, gosh, the thing goes so fast. Alright, I came up with 52. Not 50, not 51, 52. Alright. Crank her up. It's really not there yet. It's just, I just want to snug them up. Now we'll take this one to the right torque here. 52. Alright. 52. Alright. The second stage is 50, no, 80. Oh, almost hit that one on the button. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me just clear the memory on that. And the last stage is 90. Whoa, can't do that again. Alright. Alright. I like this torque wrench. Alright. That's it. That's two. And just like with the mains, just give her a spin. Make sure there's no, you know, a lot of drag. You're going to have drag from the pistons, but oh, look at there. Can't ask for any better. All right. And like I said, the best thing to do is roll the block this way so your pistons come straight down towards the ground. Drop the pin down to the bottom, and then when you get ready to put the cap on, roll it back because it's easier to work on, and you won't have any trouble. I'm not going to go force you guys to watch all of these be put in. We'll do this, the rest of this side, and then flip it over and do the other side. And we'll come back when we're done. It's looking good though. Things are going together real well. There's no play in anything. When we get the other set in, we'll check side clearance. I may come back and record that so you know what we're doing. Because there has to be a certain side clearance between here. Otherwise you'll get pistons floating all over the place. You don't want that. So, let's pause it and I'll put the rest in and then we'll flip it over.